हेलो फ्रेंड, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल सिविल इंजीनियरिंग विद तारिक। तो फ्रेंड, आज का जो मेरा टॉपिक है वो है प्लानिंग। प्लानिंग क्या होता है? बाय द स्टेज द बेनिफिट्स एंड cost of the project have been clearly documented. The objective and scope have been defined, the project team have been appointed, and a formal project office environment established. It is now time to undertake detailed planning to ensure that the activities performed in the execution phase of the projects are properly sequenced, resourced, executed, and controlled. Develop project plan. The first step is to document the project plan. A work breakdown structure, that is WBS, is identified, which include a heritable set of phases, activities, and tasks to be undertaken on the project. After the WBS has been agreed, an assessment of the effort required to undertake the activities and tasks is made. The activities and tasks are sequenced, resources are allocated, and a detailed project schedule is performed. This project schedule will become the primary tool for the project manager to assess the progress of the project. Develop a resources plan. Immediately after the project plan is formed, it is necessary to allocate the resources required to undertake each of the activities and tasks within the project plan. Although general groups of resources may have already been allocated to the project plan, a detailed resource assessment is required to identify the types of resources, labor, equipment, and material, total quantities of each resource type, roles, responsibilities, and skill sets of all human resources, atoms, purposes, and specification of all equipped resources, atoms and quantities of lateral of material resource. इसके बाद जो है वो है डेवलप प्रोजेक्ट प्लान। इसके बाद होता है डेवलप रिसोर्स प्लान, डेवलप फाइनेंशियल प्लान, डेवलप क्वालिटी प्लान, डेवलप रिस्क प्लान, डेवलप एक्सेप्टेंस प्लान, डेवलप कम्युनिकेशन प्लान, डेवलप परफॉर्मेंस प्लान, कंस्ट्रक्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सप्लायर एंड फेज रिव्यू. So develop financial plan. Similar to the resource plan, a financial plan is prepared to identify the quantity of money required for each stage in the project. The total cost of labor, equipment, and materials is quantified, and an expensive schedule is defined which provides the project manager with an understanding of the forecast spending with the actual spending throughout the project. Preparing the detailed financial plan is extremely important as the project success will depend on whether or not it is delivered within the time, cost, and quality estimates for this project. Develop quality plan. Meeting the quality ex- expectation of the customer is critical to the success of the project. To ensure that the quality expectations are clearly defined and can reasonably be achieved, a quality plan is documented. Develop risk plan. The foreseeable project risks are then documented within a risk plan, and a set of action to be taken formulated to both prevent each risk from occurring and reduce the impact of the risk should be evaluated. Developing a clear risk plan is an important activity within the planning phase as it is necessary to mitigate all critical project risks prior to entering the execution phase of the project. Develop acceptance plan. The key of a successful project is gaining the acceptance from the customer that each deliverable produced meets or exceeds his or her requirement. To clarify the criteria used to judge each deliverable for customer acceptance, An acceptance plan is produced. An acceptance plan provides the criteria for obtaining customer acceptance, a schedule of acceptance reviews within which customer acceptance will be sought, and a summary of the processes used to gain acceptance of each deliverable from the customer. Develop communication plan. Prior to the execution phase, it is also necessary to identify how each of the stakeholders will be kept informed of the progress of the project. The communication plan identified the type of information to be distributed, the method of distributing information to stakeholders, the frequency of distribution, and responsibilities of each person in the project team for distributing information regularly to stakeholders. Develop procurement plan. The last planning activity with the planning phase is to identify the elements of the project which will be acquired from external supplier to the project. The procurement plan provides a detailed description of the project, that is goods and services to be purchased from supplier. The justification for procuring each product extremely as opposed to from within the business, and the schedule for procurement. It is also referenced the process for the selection of a preferred supplier, tender process, and the process for the actual order and delivery of the procured products. Procurement process. Contract supplier. Although external supplier may be appointed at any stage of the project, it is usual to appoint supplier after the project plan have been documented but prior to the execution phase of the project. Only at this point will the project manager have a clear idea of the role of the supplier and the acceptation of his or her delivery. A formal tender process is invoked to identify a short list of interested suppliers and select a preferred supplier to meet the procurement needs of the project. Contract supplier. The tenders process involves creating a statement works, a request for information, and request for proposal to obtain sufficient information from each potential supplier to select a preferred supplier. Once a preferred supplier has been chosen, a supplier contract is agreed for the delivery of the requisite products. For firm phase review, at the end of the planning phase, a phase review is performed. This is basically a checkpoint to ensure that the project has achieved its stated objectives as planned. The next step it will be execution. Thank you.